Hello and welcome to another new video, and today we're going to be talking about Undertale Yellow in a full-ass review. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different from the usual videos. See, in the usual videos, I don't have anything written down. However, in this video right here, I have everything written down before I even start talking. So, let's just get into the review. Now, I recently played Undertale Yellow all over the goddamn place on Twitch. And everything is uploaded to the Another Mod YouTube channel. So if you want to see my blind reactions to everything and blind opinions, you can see it right there. However, after having thought about it just a little bit, we can conclude the following. So, first, what I like about it. The pacifist run. I love it actually. Mostly because, see, the characters that we find, every single one of them, not only the major ones, but also the minor ones, are very good. I also like how it deviates from the usual Undertale narrative setup where you find one character and then you don't see that character again until you do a date associated with them, and instead brings back characters very often, especially Marlet, which we see in Snowden, and then all the way to the end of the game. But then again, not only are the main cast great, the actually good parts are when the actual random ass characters on the way actually have something to say. Like, it genuinely feels like Undertale in that respect, and that's the highest praise I can give. However, in the pacifist run, it's not that great until we are past Starlo. Because the factory part and the post-factory part are genuinely so good. Like, it's written to the effect where it's genuinely really good. And especially Soroba. See, on the stream that I had while playing through this, I figured that Soroba was a boss monster and killed her child to live forever. Now, I wasn't right, but I apparently predicted the beta storyline, so that's pretty cool. But in the actual storyline, Soroba accidentally kills her daughter with Shujin's experiment, her husband's experiment, which then leads to the final fight against her. And the final fight is so good! Like, the music in this game is good, but I can't remember any of it. It's like, in the moment you feel really good, and this fits definitely, but it's not something that kicks you in the balls and tells you its goddamn name. That's the kind of soundtrack that Undertale or Ace Attorney are. The only songs that kicked me in the balls and screamed their name into my goddamn ears are Soroba songs. A Mother's Love. That shit goes hard. So hard. And her other song, In the Other Route, goes incredibly hard as well. The other song, Not a Mother's Love, actually goes so hard that it's playing in my brain right fucking now! I cannot stop it! And now we talk about Flawed Pacifist. See, in Pacifist, it's all nice. Clover basically just gives up their soul, which is sad, and it's really well written, and just play the game. But Flawed Pacifist is where you kill no one but Soroba. And we actually get to see Asgore. And the way Asgore is written, it makes me want to make a whole ass video in Asgore appreciation. That shit's peak. The way Asgore is written is just so Undertale. Like, he's just written perfectly. And the fight against Asgore, despite the Undertale Yellow fan game that exists to just make the Asgore fight a real fight, is also perfect. Well, not exactly perfect. I would have enjoyed a more aggressive playstyle from Asgore, because it's an unwinnable fight, obviously. It's supposed to be. But I feel like to play more into Asgore's character, it would have been nice to see his attacks go out faster, be more aggressive, involve the trident a lot more, because, you know, in Undertale we see Asgore at his goddamn lowest. He really doesn't want to fight you, and that's why you have a chance. Here, he still wants to fight. Well, he doesn't want to fight, but he still fights with a goddamn will. And that's why you can't win. And also, Lil Ol Red was in this game. You know Undertale Red? The thing I made a video about that absolutely underperformed? That Undertale Red is in this game. That's awesome. Now then, Neutral! Neutral is basically whatever you want it to be. However, I want to specifically talk about the ending of Neutral. See, in Pacifist, we meet Mallet. I forgot her name for a moment there, goddamn. On a rooftop on top of the 2B Metaton hotel. In Neutral, that is the cutoff point. See, if you've killed any monster, you'll be going down the neutral route. Where, instead of, you know, being all pals with you, Mallet is a little weary of you, which makes sense, and actually brought a plan B, which I actually forgot to write, goddammit. She actually teases plan B for No Mercy. However, here she just gets absolutely goddamn annihilated by Flawed, who then proceeds to absorb our soul. And this ending I absolutely love. Because you see, I mostly love it because of the reveals it does. It absolutely makes so much sense. But mostly because of the Flawed fight at the very beginning of it. See, in Undertale, we never actually fight Flawed. Sure, we fight Asriel, and sure, we fight Photoshop, Zoe, Photoshop, Flawed. But we never actually fight Flawed properly. And here we also don't find that Flawed properly, but at least we get some of it, you know? This is all happening inside of Flawed with Clover resisting the absorption, but it's the most Flawed fight Flawed's ever gotten. So I'm hyped, and it's absolutely trippy. Especially at the end where we got 2.5D Flawed eating my ass. It's really good. Just know this. Despite what I'm going to say in the next half of this video, I want you to play Undertale Yellow. Undertale Yellow, for a fan game, is a 10 out of 10 experience. It is literally free. You get 14 hours. I got 15 hours because I'm bad at the video game. But you get 15 hours of content if you just do 2 runs for absolutely free. So, I recommend that everyone at least play the pacifist route, because the writing in it is genuinely awesome, especially towards the end. Now, if you like Undertale Yellow, it may be a good time to go away because, yeah. Let's go from left to right, shall we? Bad tiling. Tiling in this game, it's so bad. Like every other goddamn thing I did, I kept walking and then suddenly I couldn't walk anymore because I was overriding a single pixel of a random ass object they put on the floor. Or one that was especially bad is that I tried to cross a bridge. I couldn't cross the bridge, so I thought, there must be like a, I don't know, invisible wall there. And then I went back there again a second time after doing a Starlo mission. I tried it again. Didn't work anyway. So I went back and then I tried it a third time and then it worked because the other 2 times I had just been missing the like 1 pixel interval I have to cross the bridge. Which is like the worst piece of tiling I have ever seen in my entire life. But that's not the only thing, is it? Because every single prop object on the floor has a goddamn hitbox, and it's weird that they have a hitbox because of the inconsistent flavor text. Not everything that has a hitbox has flavor text attached to it. See, in Undertale, most things you can bump into has at least some sort of flavor text to it, provided it's not a wall. But in Undertale Yellow, there is a lot more things that you can just get stuck on, but these things you can stuck on, you can't even interact with. Meaning that the flavor text in it is, like, the reason that the bad tiling even exists for the most part doesn't exist because the flavor text isn't even there. So yeah, it's just weird. It's just absolutely weird. And now comes to my least favorite part of this video game. Access. As a character, I'm completely fine with Axis, by the way. However, as a boss fight, Jesus Christ! The way the boss fight is placed in this is pacifist run. In the pacifist run, the way the boss fight is placed is a very, very long way away from the latest place you can get items at. So, if you're struggling against this boss, be prepared to make a walk of shame. Because that walk of shame is gonna take you 5 minutes to and back. And if you're about to say, well, Undertale had a similar thing with Sans, then you are wrong. Because for Sans, going back was part of the Genocide run, meaning your walk of shame was part of the effect. You are at fault for having to do the walk of shame. This fight is in pacifist. So me being bad at the video game and then having to do a walk of shame isn't because of my actions, it's because of my inadequacy, which I don't like to be reminded of when I'm doing the right thing. And in the Genocide run, Axis has absolutely zero explanation on how to beat him. See, in the Genocide run, he has the shield and he doesn't want to get hit, so he holds up the shield. And you do 0 damage. So how do you get around that? You fucking don't, you fucking idiot. See, if you shoot at him, it'll do 0 damage. But then if you act, there is a push option where you can push him, and then there's a little bit of flavor text that says, but his defenses won't budge. However, in that same fight is also a downward flavor text where it says you only need to hit once. You know, implying that you just need to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. Kind of like a Sans deal. But none of the things I've mentioned are the actual way to beat it. See, I had to Google it. All you need to do is survive a certain number of turns. You don't need to do nothing. If I were to check him and it told me that, just hold on. Or the flavor text of you only need to hit once was replaced with need to hold on, then yes, I would understand it. But having absolutely zero explanation for a gimmick fight isn't a good way to do it. And speaking of Genocide being bad, it's so bad. There's no tone, like absolutely zero tone inside of the Genocide run until you beat Axis. In Undertale, the way the Genocide run works is that it establishes the tone as soon as you see, but nobody came. Because at that point, you know you've killed everyone. There's literally nobody left to stop you because everyone is dead. That tone doesn't go away. That tone stays until the very last breath of the entire world, because you destroy it. In Undertale Yellow, however, we establish a tone in the ruins, we kill Delph, and then we walk out, and the music starts playing again. The surroundings aren't dead. There's NPCs standing around. The music is completely normal, and it just kind of feels like nothing mattered. And then you do it again, and the people run away. You have your fight with Marlet, and you let her leave. What is going on here? Like, genuinely. Then the music comes back again in the next goddamn space. Why are we in the Wild East with music? Why are the NPCs still here? And why are the puzzles not done? See, in Undertale, there was a very good reason why the puzzles were done for you by Flawed. It wasn't just to build trust with Flowey, it was because it is simply tonally fucking deaf to do a puzzle in the midst of a racial genocide. If you go from one moment killing an entire race of people to the next moment doing a silly funny little puzzle, that is tonally not okay. And Undertale knew that, meaning that you didn't have to do any puzzles in the general route. In this route, however, Undertale Yellow actually decides that the puzzles that were already in the game weren't enough puzzles. We made a whole different room, just so you can do more puzzles. Not only completely missing the point of having puzzles be out of there, but actively shitting on the point by making more for Jenna. And now we are going to go into the mechanical side of things. See, in Undertale there is, apart from the runes of course, a counter. Every time you save, it will say, this many people are left. And this is the amount of people you just have to kill. May it be in a single room or may it be over the course of the entire thing, it is your decision on how you hunt them down. However, that system got changed in Undertale Yellow, where instead of going by a region per region basis, it goes for a room by a room basis. If you kill a certain number of enemies in a room, you can then go on with the next room. If you miss even a single monster in one of these rooms, your Genocide run is abandoned. But from the dunes onwards, you actually get a notification that says, there's still monsters to hunt, are you sure you want to continue? Which is nice to see. However, I just like the counter more. See, when I was in the Wild East, I had already had to restart the run once because I didn't do it correctly. So, half of the dunes I was just very on edge about having potentially failed. And then in the same dunes there was the dance boss fight, who just didn't react. Like, you and the Genocide run don't actually, like, interact with the guy. Like, you don't dance. But the dude doesn't react to it at all. So you're just kind of left there standing, questioning if the Genocide one worked correctly? Why isn't he saying new lines? Why is this just his pacifist lines? I'm not even dancing, bro. It's so weird. And then, back to Axis, baby. There is a decision that was made that I don't particularly agree with. See, in the normal pacifist route, there's a portion of the thing where Axis chases you and Soroba. In the Genocide route, that section is turned upside down, where you're the one chasing Axis. And if you're like me and actually kept up with Axis, if you leave the room, Axis goes ahead and teleports out of there. Not only is the scene fucking goofy and shouldn't be in a Genocide run, if you actually do well and keep up with Axis, the scene is entirely irrelevant because he just teleports away. Why was it in here in the first place then? You can't catch the robot, and if you wanted to catch him, you have a gun. The scene is stupid. Why does the music play? I know it's a role reversal and the music played when he was chasing me, but I am not him! I'm not the silly goofy robot, I'm the murderer! So anyways, every shop is abandoned. See, in Undertale, some shops like the Snowden shop or Caddy and Bratty were abandoned in the Genocide route, meaning that you didn't have to pay anything and you could just take their items out of there. However, in Undertale Yellow, every single shop is abandoned. Now, why do I even mention this? Seems more realistic, doesn't it? No! Because you see, in the world of Undertale, if you are in a shop, you cannot be harmed. That is something canonically the case, because Gerson makes a reference to it in the Genocide run. And see, there was a reason why these shops were there. The player needs healing items. See, Burger Pants was there to sell you Legendary Hero, which is the replenishable good healing item you can get if you use the pie and the snowman piece on Undyne. So you can at least heal 40 HP reliably. There's no such shop in Undertale Yellow. Meaning that if you overuse your items before fighting the final boss, which is harder than Sans, you simply are not equipped to heal effectively in that fight. That is bad game design. But let's talk about some more bad game design. And bad lore design, actually. See, this is the part of the video where I will actually put shit on the screen. In Undertale, there were 3 bosses. Undyne, Metaton, Sans. Undyne was an actual fight, Metaton was a one-shot, and Sans was an actual fight. Now, if you don't know anything about Undertale, you would think, on a first playthrough, that Undyne is the second strongest monster only to Asgore. So fighting her immediately and then triumphing over her, killing her, only to then one-shot an enemy we believed may be stronger. That gives us, the player, a lot of confidence in our power. We just defeated the second strongest monster in the Underground. We just defeated a thing that could have potentially been stronger in a single shot. Nothing can stand between us and the ending. And then someone unexpected, someone who you thought was weak, comes in and absolutely rocks your world. That same setup also exists in Undertale Yellow. See, at the end of Pacifist, you fight Soroba. And in the middle of Genocide, you fight Soroba. You thought that Soroba was the second strongest monster only to Asgore, and then you kill her in the middle of the run. And now you think to yourself, what monster could possibly be stronger than Soroba? The one that beat my ass so many goddamn times. That one that pulled out new techniques in this fight specifically. Who could possibly be better than her? And the answer is no one. See, the final boss does some trickery to get there, and it's effective. Now, we just need a power confirmation in the middle there. However, we don't get that power confirmation. We don't get that nice one-shot. We get Clover is too weak to penetrate a goddamn trash bin. He has a gun with Flowey pellets shooting at the goddamn trash, and it's not penetrating the trash. And Clover is too bad to fucking not aim at the trash can. Bro cannot aim down. Bro cannot aim slightly to the side. Bro is simply focused on the trash. So no, I don't feel that power fantasy. I don't feel the entire point of having this setup. I just feel fucking stupid. And I feel like this stupid ass robot is better at fighting than Saroba, which is fucking stupid. At least Marlet is good. You know, the foreshadowing of Plan B that she did in Neutral, that's a good foreshadowing for Genocide, because she does pull out the determination vial and stabs herself with it, becoming the ultimate monster, barreling down towards you at 100 miles an hour. And Marlet becomes the strongest monster in the underground. But why the fuck is Axis here? See, we had that setup in Undertale as well. Second strongest monster only to Asgore, random ass robot, and then person we thought was weak. But Undertale Yellow makes random ass robot harder than second strongest person in the underground for some reason. It's just bad storytelling. And now, onto our main attraction, Clover. Clover in the Genocide run is absolutely fucking stupid. Like, it's genuinely the dumbest motherfucker alive. And I'm not talking about his twisted sense of justice or something. I don't give a damn about his twisted sense of justice. I'm making him do it. However, if you're trying to kill everyone, pull the fucking trigger! Half of the issues in the entire run just stem from Clover refusing to pull the trigger. The final boss against Marlet, completely avoidable if you don't let her retreat. Shoot her! The entire Axis fight, completely avoidable if you just shot them. See, we actually do shoot them. Axis gets shot, and then the Axis just kind of retreats past Clover. Like literally, Clover's like this, and the Axis goes like this. Like, bro, you have a gun! Pew, pew, pew! Is it because justice says you can only shoot people who attack you? No! You complete fucking failure, Clover. That's not how justice works. You are destroying random ass appliance robots. There is no justice there. And the twisted sense of justice doesn't work here either. See, the twisted sense of justice thing only works if you're doing a neutral run, because if you shoot anything that attacks you by just walking through a room, you wouldn't be doing a genocide run, because if you do a genocide run, you have to actively stay in a room and hunt for things to fight you. The justice aspect doesn't make any fucking sense, Clovey. Hey, Clover, you a fucking idiot! And then Clover defeats Marlet, who does the Plan B, and then after defeating Marlet, and we have an actually very good lore drop about Marlet. It's a genuinely good one in the middle of the fight, and having Marlet be fallen down for half of the fight, that's a really good idea. And after that, we go ahead and kill Asgore and kill Flawed, and everyone's dead, and we did the Doom. The ending sucks as well. Like, this is just bad. Clover is level 20 at this point. At level 20, people have enough power to destroy the universe. The entire world eradicated. And what does Clover do? The same fucking shot he did on Axis. Axis. To kill Asgore. Doesn't even disintegrate the chair behind him, by the way. Chair is broken, but there's still parts of it left. But I must say, Marlet's death scene is really good. You know, I feel like a fucking bitch by criticizing a fan game this much, but holy shit, I need to. I need to get this out of my system at some point, and I already told you to download it, so it's not my problem. And here's some just smaller issues I have that don't really matter, but I'm gonna mention them anyway because I'm on a roll. The timeline placement, it is placed too close to Undertale to be canon. Like, most of these are good interpretations of Undertale, but like the timeline placement, because of the flashback in Neutral, we know that Undyne is alive. We already also know that Alphys is the royal scientist, meaning that it's way too close to Undertale. Because, you know, Toriel says no one's fallen down here in a long time, but Clover literally just fell down. And a very small and personal gripe. This one isn't even objective in any way. I just don't like the fact that the pacifist route is the obvious canon route. Like, I had the idea that every single route is canon, but like, no, it's pacifist. Pacifist is the canon one. You can also have, like, the flawed pacifist be canon, but it's obvious that pacifist is the canon one because it explains how the hat and the gun end up in the dump. So yeah, that's just a small gripe I have personally. That's like a decision you can have. I just think it would be better to have every like route be canon so that everyone feels included, even people who've only done Genocide or who've only done Neutral, so that they think their actions matter, when in actuality they don't. It's still a fan game, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. And that is my reaction to Undertale Yellow. I honestly expected having a little bit of better thoughts about it, but maybe I just hyped myself up a little too much, and this is actually my fault. Nevertheless, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and frankly, I hope you will enjoy me playing in Stars in Time on twitch.tv. I'm being way too negative, and I don't want to be negative, but it's like, that's just how it went. I do apologize for anyone who genuinely loves this game, that I don't, but I don't. And I feel like lying about it is kind of a worse offense than just having a different opinion. And with that, my fit goes absolutely goddamn hot! Cue the clown.